Welcome to another episode of You Know.
Ball, baby. Mike bothering you a little bit?
Mike bothering me for sure.
Brought to you by Run the Play Network.
Boom, 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 boom.
He got the boomstick.
I got the boomstick for sure. We're going to be going through not series predictions. That was last video. Make sure to check that out. We're going through talking about what's next for every team eliminated in the first round in the Western Conference. If you guys show love on this, we'll do the Eastern Conference. Phil wanted to open it up with the Lakers, so we'll get straight into
This is gonna be easy.
what's going on with the Lakers. I know what you want for the Lakers. You want the big man.
Yes.
You want the 3 and D.
Yes.
You got names? How you feeling?
Okay, so I want two bigs, and I either want a defensive guard or a defensive wing.
Okay.
In this free agency, what I've been looking at, because, sadly we got eliminated, so I got a little extra time to think about the offseason. There's some good bigs.
Yeah.
Sadly now, I don't think Miles Turner is going to go.
Really?
I think they're going to pay him, and I think they're going to trade away those role players. It just makes sense to me. He had a really good game in game 2. And I feel like the chemistry's there. You can't break that up.
Yeah.
No matter what happens, if we win or lose the series, you can't break that up. So now, on the free agency thing, just free agents, not trades, free agents. I really want Clint Capella. I really want him. I think that should be one of the number one guys we go after, because also I think we could get him on a really nice contract. He was paid $11 million this year. I don't think he's going to get that same type of contract unless there's a bidding war, but I don't see a lot of people needing him as a starting center on a lot of the teams. So as a backup, I would love him, especially on like a giving him $6 million per year or something like that. But that is one of the guys I really want to get on this team. Also, he's a lob threat. Brook Lopez, I'm iffy on because he's like 37, 38 years old. But I would love, we're in championship mode right now, and I don't feel like that's a big knock to try to get a starting big like that. And to pay him, well, I don't know what we could pay him. We'd have to see what we're going to do with LeBron's contract.
I think he gets a similar deal to Clint. I don't think it's 6 though.
I think it's going to be like 10 or 15.
I think both of them are like $9 to $12 million.
That too.
That's what I see, which isn't too much. But
yeah.
I think Brook is the realistic option. I think it's more likely there's a bidding war on Capella.
Yeah.
I think Brook, I could just see you guys signing, maybe even cheaper than that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a 3 and D would be more of a priority for me, just because I think that we saw a lot of the role players come in and not be able to knock down shots in the playoffs. I think just having someone like a KCP would be a great player to have on this team. But the ones in free agency I think Jake LaRavia. I think Jake LaRavia would be really nice, and you get him for cheap because he's kind of looking, just to go in. He's not a D, but standing there, knock down threes, and he's kind of a bigger body, so you could play him at the 4-3. And Amir Coffey, I think, could be your budget Bruce Brown on this team. Those are the options available, there's no elite 3 and D guys that I think are realistic pickups for the Lakers, but who do you have?
Honestly, I feel like, small forward and power forward wise, there's not a lot. Like the only small forwards and power forwards I listed was Chris Boucher, Jonathan Kuminga, depending on what the Warriors do, if they pick up his team option or not. Kelly Oubre Jr. and Jayshawn Tate. I'd be interested in those two guys, but it's probably not going to happen.
I think Tate is realistic.
Yeah, I would go with Tate, but I feel like he's 29 years old. Do you know he's the same age as Kelly Oubre Jr.?
Really?
That's crazy. I thought he was younger.
Kelly I could see too.
Yeah.
But I like these guys because they're a little younger.
Yeah.
At least LaRavia's. And I think Amir Coffey gives you bench ball handling, which the Lakers kind of desperately needed in the playoffs.
I was actually thinking we try to go all in and go into a bidding war, most likely for Bruce Brown, because Bruce Brown is now a free agent. So I was like, I wouldn't mind paying that guy 11, 12, 13 million per year. I wouldn't mind.
He's going to get 15, I think.
That too.
He's going to get paid.
I think we stop if it gets up to 20 or 21. I wouldn't do that.
I think the problem though is I feel like the Lakers do that in the offseason where they kind of target the big fish.
Yeah.
And then they get left with scraps.
That's why I'm saying the emphasis needs to be on centers. We need to get 2 centers, but to finish it off, because I know we got to get to other stuff. Guys that I actually feel like would be underrated picks or underrated guys to get that I feel like not a lot of teams would go for is Matisse Thybulle, who I actually really love because of his defense. And he hasn't really shown his 3-point shooting like he used to, But I wouldn't mind as long as he's a defensive threat that can go around Jared Vanderbilt. I love that. But another guy I'd really love as an underrated guy, because no matter what, Gabe Vincent needs to be off this team. He needs to be off this team. He's an expiring contract, definitely off the team. And if we can't get another point guard to replace him, I think this guy would be really cool. And I was talking to some people, and they were thinking I was crazy. But, hey, if we can't get a guy who can shoot threes, I'd want a tall guard. And I was thinking Delano Banton.
I thought you were going to say Ben Simmons, because I think Ben Simmons is a free agent.
No.
I like Delano Banton, actually, but I think I would like Ben Simmons, too. Like, just take the risk.
I wouldn't do Ben Simmons.
And you could play Ben Simmons at the 5. That's a small ball 5 right there.
That's true.
That would be cool. My last question about the Lakers,
yes, sir,
is do you think that they're going to take or do you think DFS is going to take 15 mil? Because that's his option.
I think he might decline it and try to make a bigger deal.
Really? I think he takes it.
I would love him to.
I don't know if he gets bigger than 15 in free agency.
I feel like we would go 16 per year.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to, because looking at the free agent list and everything else, for his position and what he does, you can't really get that this year.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to have that. And I love Dorian Finney-Smith. No matter how bad he did play, like, I think he was kind of out of position because we put him at the 4. So I want to keep him. Yeah. I want to keep him.
Let's go talk about some other teams.
Got you.
But before we do that, let's hear a word from our sponsor. Boom. Fantasy.
Man, okay, LeBron hit my parlay. Let's get it.
Oh, shit, he hit it?
Yeah, bro. Look at this.
I won $200. I tailed your parlay.
How the heck did you win $200?
I used Boom Fantasy. I used their pick and spin, spun the wheel, got 10 times my money.
Bro, you got to hook me up.
If you use code RTP, you could get a risk-free bet up to $100. Let's get back to the video. All right, Phil. Let's go to the Grizzlies. I feel like there's not much to talk about with the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
But I think there's 2 direct lanes they could go down. Okay,
yeah.
Either you blow it up and you trade Ja or Jaren or both of them or whatever, and find your next star. Or what you could do is rock out. And I like the latter. I think they should rock out and sign veterans. I think that's what this team is missing. They traded away Marcus Smart and stuff like that. I don't think it was a good fit anyway. But I think adding like a Bruce Brown and a Malcolm Brogdon to this locker room would benefit the Grizzlies a lot. And I think I would look at them back legit again if they had guys like that. Like Scottie Pippen Jr. was great.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. But I think they kind of need a true point guard as a backup point guard to play next to Scottie Pippen Jr. because he's so good off the ball. And Bruce Brown also could be a primary playmaker.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm team stick it out. What are you?
So this is why I didn't have too much on them, because I am a little bit for stick it out because I don't feel like they need to do too much. But I was thinking and I wrote down, I feel like one of the 3 of Ja, Bane, or JJJ might have to go.
Really?
One of them. Like, not both. I feel like 2 of them on the team is good. If you have Ja and Bane, I like that. If you have Bane or JJJ, I like that. If you have JJJ and Ja, I like that. But I feel like one of them for maybe a better scorer or a better, like, 3-and-D type player would be good to that formula.
If they could find a way to get a Bane for KD type of trade, I would agree.
That's what I'm
thinking. I think that would be – I wouldn't want to give up too much else for KD.
Yeah.
I think Bane would be, like, the odd man out there because I think you probably get value for him back. I think Ja, like – trading for a point guard's hard because every team has a starting point guard they like, you know?
Yeah.
So if you trade Ja, you got to give up
a lot.
You don't get a lot. And then Jaren, I think Jaren provides a lot as far as back-end help, especially with Edie. But yeah, Bane, I could see them getting rid of for some role players or a Kevin Durant. And then the player that they could lose this offseason is Santi Aldama. Santi Aldama is a free agent. I think he's probably going to get paid somewhere like bigger than what he should. So I don't think they keep him.
Let me see how much he's making.
He gets like $3 million, I think, right now. I have it pulled up, actually. Yeah, 2.5. He's a restricted free agent.
Or it says 3.9 right here.
Maybe with bonuses or whatever. But this is Spotrac. It says 2.5, and if he's restricted, so they can match whatever. But like, let's say he goes, I could see him getting 12 to 15. I don't think they should match that.
Oh, definitely not. He's not a 12 to 15
I know you don't like
player.
him, but I like him.
No, I mean, I like his size, and I like that he can space the floor. But
he'd be a cool Lakers center.
Well, we ain't paying no 12 or 15. I ain't even paying fucking 8. Yeah. I'm sorry. Excuse my language. Sorry. I don't.
You hate him.
He's at most $6 million player to me. That's it.
don't know.
$6 million
bro.
per year.
I don't know. The way that the role players get paid nowadays, bro, like, I wouldn't say all that, you know? Especially if there's no one out there, like, someone's going to have to pay him a bag because they're, like, need a center and need shooting or something like that.
Pelinka, if you pay $15 million for this sucker, I'm going to be so angry.
I could see it, so get ready to be angry.
Man.
The Rockets, honestly, I feel like the Rockets and Clippers are both in this boat of where they could stick it out or blow it up. For Houston, I also say stick it out. I think you just had a great season as a 2 seed. I don't think you need to give up Jalen Green or like some of these starter guys for a Kevin Durant. I wouldn't even trade Reed Shepherd yet because like you kind of want to rock out and see what they're about. The players that I can see them trading is Cam Whitmore.
Yeah.
And Jabari Smith, I just don't think is a good fit here anymore.
That's true.
And I would love to see them get like a real knockdown. If they could find a way to get like a Keegan Murray, or if the Grizzlies blow it up and they could get a Jaren Jackson to play there, I think that would be elite.
Yeah.
For like a Jabari Smith, Cam Whitmore, whatever package. But yeah, Keegan Murray. I think if Keegan Murray didn't have such a down year this year, I think that would be a fucking dream fit for Houston.
That would be. This is what sucks because I like their team, I like their motto. I just think obviously there is something they need to add there, and it's confident scorer, like somebody who can, without a doubt, down the stretch, if they're in trouble, if they're down by 2 or up by 2 and still need to continue, or even up by 5 and still need to continue that flow of like scoring to hold the lead, they need somebody. And I was thinking, yeah, it wouldn't hurt to do a whole Kevin Durant rental, but at the same time, it's like, I don't want to sacrifice my depth for 1 year of Kevin Durant. Like, the team's good. It's just you need that one small thing. So, I mean, would an Anthony Simons be good over there? Would a score be there? And the fact that I even have to question that, it's like, dang, so it might be better just to rock out and maybe get lucky in the draft and get a scorer like a Jason Tatum type dude. Not exactly like Jason Tatum, but a dude who could progress into that. Like, it's just so hard. So I see all these team options. I see a lot of them in the blue. Maybe just let some players like decide if you want to keep them or not. Let them walk, see what you can get in free agency, mainly scoring wise, and then just rock out with being a defensive rebounding team. That's what I think.
Yeah, I think I personally wouldn't go after a big fish for this team.
Yeah.
Because I think they are missing that score, but you could get that just by development.
Yeah.
You know, you have Jalen Green there, and I know he had a terrible playoff run this year, but like he can be that guy. We saw it in Game 3, I think it was. He can be the guy to put you on the back and get you a bucket every time down the court. So I wouldn't spend on that, especially when you have guys like Reed Shepherd, like Cam Whitmore, that maybe can turn into that. Yeah. You know? I think it would be an overreaction to trade a Jalen Green.
Yeah.
It would be a heavy overreaction. And we've seen in the past, we've seen Milwaukee, we've seen Phoenix, we've seen even like Denver like overreact either with letting players walk or trading players away, and it just ends up costing how they end up looking, you know. You could even say the same thing for the Clippers this year, you know. If they didn't let Paul George walk, like who knows what this team is. So I think the overreactions kill teams, especially a team like Houston that has the time to figure it out because all their guys are so young.
Exactly.
I wouldn't blow it up if I were them.
1,000%.
Last team is the Clippers. This one, I think there's more of an argument to blow up than any of them because their stars are a lot older. Nick Batum, Ben Simmons, Amir Coffey can all walk in the offseason. Yeah. And then James Harden has a $36 million player option.
Oh, wow.
He could decline. I probably think he accepts it. I still would rock out with this team, though. I think you have a good core between Harden, Kawhi, Powell, Zubac, and like Chris Dunn. Like you could, Derek Jones is locked down too. Like you have role players, you have stars. I don't think a lot of teams have that. And I think the last half of the season, Clippers were one of the best teams in basketball. Like let's not forget about that. So I think trading all this away to hopefully draft someone, it doesn't fall. Like when was the last time the Clippers drafted someone good? Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan,
Blake Griffin.
Because none
Austin
of these guys,
Rivers,
Austin Rivers, that's a crazy. That's
how bad they've drafted in the past.
You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't. You have Kawhi, who's Spurs drafted.
Yep.
Or Pacers, I guess technically.
James Harden, who OKC drafted.
Yeah.
Norman
Zubac,
Powell, who
Lakers.
Raptors drafted.
Yes. Like you built your core, right?
Yeah.
It's like if you trade it all away and hope to hit on a draft pick, you're gonna have to figure that out. And I think it would be cool because new arena, new branding, new star player for the Clippers sounds cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I would chill on it and run it back at least one more year and then trade them all away.
A part of me is feeling like they should go after a $20-25 million player, like a superstar. Like I was thinking maybe John. Well, he's not a superstar, but
they
he
can't.
fits the mold. I was thinking maybe trade for John Collins.
They just can't because you have, and I think Collins might be a free agent this year, or was it last year he was a free agent?
Well, it's only if he gets, because he could accept the player option because he's getting paid $25.
But I mean, between Harden, Norman Powell, Kawhi, and Zubac, like, where does someone fit? I think Austin Reeves would be cool on this team. Bro, the Lakers next. I mean, like, we could wrap it up on this. The Lakers need to get rid of Austin Reeves.
Oh, I forgot to mention that. Okay, yeah.
That contract thing, right?
Yeah, I was thinking it's either Rui or Austin Reeves that needs to go.
But did you see the Austin Reeves contract stuff?
The whole, like, 45 thing or 40?
If he signs this year, or if he gets an extension, it's $20 million a year. If he waits a year, he could get 45.
Wow.
Which I don't think makes sense for the Lakers to pay.
That's
because you can't win a championship with a Luka Austin Reeves backcourt.
Yeah.
I feel like it just the way perimeter guards score nowadays, unless one of them turns into a clamp, which sure is possible, I can't see that happening. And I think Austin Reeves is your best avenue to get a real big.
Yeah.
I think, bro, I would love to see, and I don't know how you feel about this, because this is a fantasy trade.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Austin Reeves for Embiid, like something around that. I think that would be sick. I think, bro, if you have Luka and Embiid, I mean, that's tough, especially with a good coach. Because I feel like Embiid hasn't even been utilized right yet. Mm-hmm. I know he's always hurt and stuff, but bro, and y'all got that LA magic a little bit to heal up his knee.
I don't trust his injuries. I don't like his legs. I don't like if it was anything else. If it was like, oh, he tore his ACL, or if he had an MCL, or even if it was like, oh yeah, he had a weird injury, he just need the rest, I would have been like, okay. But every report that I've been hearing, his knees and legs, everything on his lower body is effed up. Yeah. I don't want to take a risk on that.
And if Mark Williams didn't pass the Lakers test, then Joel Embiid for damn sure isn't. but you guys let us know at home. Should the Lakers do a Austin Reeves for Embiid type of trade? I'm not saying one of one, right?
Got you.
Something around those lines. Mm-hmm. Let us know at home. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow, and join our Discord. Because we're going to be doing trivia next month. If you win, you get an Amazon gift card every day. So all you got to do is have our Discord notifications on. And if you know ball, you know we know ball.
Not an Amazon gift card every day. Trivia every day with a chance of an Amazon gift card.
Yeah, there you go. We're keeping score, man. Run it up.
Just in case them bring them lawyers in.
Yeah, no lawyers. Fuck your lawyer. Wrap it up, Phil.
Hey, make sure to like, subscribe, and follow Run the Play Network on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter. Make sure to hit that bell as well. We out. This Ant-Man straight out of the MCU. And let's bounce.
Let's bounce, baby.